Welcome to my channel. My channel filled with all the things. It's Tuesday, y'all. It's gonna be a good day. Chugging through the week, getting things done over here so I feel productive. I'm hoping everyone's week is off to a great start. And even if it's maybe not the best, there's still time to turn it around. So hang out with me, vibe with me, chat with me. Please like and subscribe. Be a good human always. And of age. You need to be an adult. And let me set up a question. I was thinking as it was starting, I was like, question, 3, 2, 1, go. And what was the question? I was thinking maybe we could do like, let's just do 2. Because I feel like a third one could be like a cop out, so we'll just do 2. Okay, I'm taking this one. Wazam! Oh, there you go. Okay. Alright. Shout out to the blinds, holding them down. I'm not sure if it's progressively gotten worse in the last several lives. Or it's just been like that, but check out that poll. Once again, hang out with me, vibe with me, chat with me. It was supposed to rain yesterday, it did not rain. What a bust. It's supposed to also rain today, but I have no clue. No clue. I did bring the fan out here today. It's so hot. What up? How are you? How are you? I'm still working on a new one. I need to not be saying that. Just keep it as what's up, you know, because that could be telling and all. So it doesn't have to be like a weird how are you question. Still working on that. It's like the country and me just goes to it naturally, but everyone has mixed feelings about it, which is understandable. How's your birdie? Ooh, it is warm. Thankful for this fan right now. Really. Well, let's see. Let's see where it goes. Okay. I had no business adding anything else to this table, but I did. Yeah, story of my life too, though. But we did choose them, so we do what we can, all the things that we can. I go like above and beyond. Oh, that's good, that's good. What up, random? Tell me something random. Oh, that's really good, though. Good news, yay. Good Lord. Jeez. Oh, man. What up, Malaysia? You got your wisdom teeth removed? Someone else was in here a few weeks ago that had their wisdom teeth removed. Oh, rest up, stay hydrated, eat cooler stuff when you can, and then like some soup. I'm sure the same stuff they probably told you. Have you had any removed before? No fun. I had top and bottom removed. And it feels like the little stitches feel like, I don't know why, like little catfish whisker or bones, like, but they're like dissolvable, you know, which kind of freaked me out as well. I'm like, you mean I'm gonna swallow these suckers? Like, crazy. I love coconut water. Oh, my cheeks swelled up too. I remember I had a procedure done when I was like 14, and then I went back at 16, and I think it was the top. I think I got, because I got wisdom and molar removed from top and bottom the first time, but then I think it was like they didn't want to do all of it. They thought it would be too much, so then I went back for whatever. I don't really know what happened, it was so long ago, but it was like the start of junior year, and I had literally like a big ass bruise on the side of my face, and I was like, you don't want to see the other one, you don't want to see what they look like, you know. I look like I fucking got in a fist fight, which wasn't uncommon, but I was like aging out of fist fight at that age ish. Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. Ooh, the holes are freaky. Ew. I can't talk about things like that, y'all. I'm like really wheezy and queasy. I don't know how tattoos worked out for me, but when it comes to like, ugh, I can't. I just can't. I get weird. I'm like, no, no, no. It is freaky. Okay, you got one removed? Are you gonna name the 8 billion people? I saw that yesterday. Are you gonna name them? Ooh, I planted some stuff in the garden before I jumped on live. I had, I cut up some cucumber. I had a couple pieces that had seeds in it, so I threw those in the garden. And then some strawberries. Woo woo. I don't know about the little chat thing. I don't know. Mixed feelings. That's awful. You know, Miss Alexa has been getting sassy. I'm like, yo, cut the toot, yo. Like, I didn't sign up for your fucking attitude. Like, you were literally bought, like, to what? Like, criticize me? That's crazy. Crazy. She's something else. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, I got some squash last year, and then something got all 3 of the ones that grew. But it is exciting when you grow something new that you haven't grown before. Like, I actually finally got a bell pepper, but this thing is like world Guinness record bell pepper. It's like the smallest bell pepper I've ever seen. It's like smaller than, just a little bit bigger than my tomatoes, or my cherry tomatoes specifically. Wait, what? What do you mean you would try to say hi? Would you do it, or you would debate it? I translated it for you, I think. What you mean, Gwen? You believe in fairies, Anthony? Are you yanking my towel? Because I do. Look. Fairies only. I thought I would have a cute sign besides stay the fuck off my property signs with my neighbors, you know? I'm like, you know, it's happening like how I love like a cute little idea of a fairy cottage in the woods, so I could make this like as fairy town as possible until I get maybe a cottage in the woods. We'll see. But I'm manifesting hard on land. Y'all watch me get my land. It will happen. It may take a little bit of time. And that's okay. I'm learning along the way of what I would like to do and not do while like trying to pretend I have land here. While shutting out all my neighbors because they drive me crazy. So I'm gonna learn while I'm still here. But the land will happen. I can see it. You know when you can see like into the future and you're like, it feels like grabbable. Like it feels like it can be maintained. Like, you know, and then you're like, doubt tries to creep in, fear tries to creep in, like all the things that shouldn't, you know, the devil's work. And you have to like reground yourself to like that little vision. Like even if the vision feels like it's small, like our visions aren't small, they hold value. So we should like really not let anyone crush our dreams and be the creator of our dreams, you know? Are they evil? Oh no. No, I don't know. I kind of have like resting bitch face. And I get a lot of times people are like, will like come back and be like, I didn't, you know, you're actually so sweet, or I don't know, not to toot my own horn, but I've had that happen a lot in my life. And I'm like, yeah, because you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Maybe I'm teaching you that, you know? Or like you just, I don't know. You never know who you meet by just like naturally being you. Even if it's like a conversation in the store. I remember one time I went to the post office and I saw this lady in the post office, right? And she seen me too. And it was just like, whatever. We didn't wave, but we smiled and it went about our days, right? I ended up seeing her at the gas station later and we both were like, you again? And she was cool enough to expect to be open with like the universe like guiding you, you know? And we both were like, this isn't a coincidence, you know? And then I was like, well, it's so nice to meet you, you know? We ended up talking. Her name had Angel in it. No sign or coincidence to me. It was totally a sign. And we ended up talking for a little while at the gas station. And I was like, well, I'm off to get my coffee. And she's like, where do you go? And I'm starting to think, okay, well, hopefully she's not like following me, you know? And she's like, where do you go? And at that point, I had literally started going to Dunkin'. And I would get like my double shot espresso, hazelnut, and whipped cream. They knew me there. And which was silly because I was a barista for so many years, like, and I had anxiety of people effing up a latte or whatever, and I really don't want all the milk anyways. But moral of the story, she's like, I'm going to Dunkin', and I was like, not this one, and she's like, that one, and I'm like, wait a minute, is she following me? And I end up like, I'm gonna beat her there so I could pay for her coffee, because even if so, like whatever, it was a cool experience and we had a cool chat for a few minutes, and like it felt like we needed to talk more. And she literally, I hope no one's judging me, but like I'm saying that because of what I just read, because you just never know. So anyways, I end up rushing to get to Dunkin' before her so I could buy her coffee. And she beat me. She ran inside, right? Everyone fucking knew her. Everyone. Like, I'm talking about everyone. They were like, you know this crazy lady? I'm like, we just met. It was so funny. And they were like, you know her? She's double espresso hazelnut. And one of the girls wanted to go fishing with me. Like, I connected with a couple people at Dunkin'. Because I think that we're earth angels, too. So, like, Especially like understanding like from a barista perspective, like how draining some of that shit is, like doing that like constantly, and like the upkeep of that, it can be very, very draining. Especially if like your coworkers aren't the best either. It just varies. But you get a lot of different mentalities coming in. Like it's almost like YouTube to some level. So it's like a party hat. You really don't know. But I ended up going out to lunch with her another time, and I beat her back in paid for her lunch. She tried to get me, but I went ahead and paid before she got there. I was like, yeah, you ain't gonna pay for it. I'm gonna pay for it. But anyways, but that was cool. Like she was pretty cool. But I actually haven't talked to her in a long time. Now that I think about it. Maybe a sign. Anyways, let me catch up. Oh, Jesus, back. Let me catch up. There's no argument about fairies. Oh, 60% said no? Am I hanging out with the right people? What? Oh, thank you so much. I am going to get land. I don't know. I'm going to leave it up to the universe. I had 2 times I almost got land, and they were both the same acreage amount. Like, they were, like, very little off from each other. So I kind of feel like that's what it's going to be. But I don't want to, like, limit myself. If I find, like, a deal, because I'm a good thrifter, you know. I'm going to thrift some land. I got some things in my back pocket of, like, how I'm going to find the right place. You'd be surprised if you do your research and you don't just go to a home off the market that probably has so many fucking issues and they've painted over so many things. You just don't know. You really just don't know. And the market's insane right now. So I don't know if it'll be like the same place I'm at now. No, definitely not. I want to get further away. But like in the same state, am I going to go somewhere else? Like, I don't know. So that's something where I'm like, I still need to learn, because I've reaped so hard to have what I have, and I will damn sure not let anyone take that away from me. So I need to hone in on that right now and just focus on like appreciating what I have, and then I will see the climb. So anyways, I appreciate that. You collect them? What you mean, Anthony? Don't tell me you got little figures in the jar. You got Tinkerbell in there. Oh, hell. A random challenge? Like what? I can't do a backflip, y'all. I'd like break my neck. And I'm not the type that's like, I will do crazy things to go viral. Like, no. Nope. Not doing that. What you thinking? Or do I want to know? We're at 53 and 47. I didn't want to throw a third answer in there. Like if I said maybe, I feel like that would have been cop out. But maybe you don't know. And that's okay, because we really don't know, you know? With anything, exactly, Anthony. With anything, there's good and bad. You get good, bad, and everything. Sadly, probably fairies too. They may be battling it out like Mortal Kombat, you know? We just don't know. We really don't know. There's good and bad in everything. Yeah, I guess that has to be added to the block word. I guess it was, where they try to get creative. I had this fairy experience though when I first like moved in here. I got a front door camera like not long after, and I had the clip. It's one of those moments I still kick myself, but I sent it to a couple people that saw the clip, so I know they seen it too. And I was like, oh my God, are the fairies blessing my home? And they fucking look like there's fairies flying into my door. I don't care. Anyone could be like, oh, that's a moth, but it definitely was not. They were flying through the freaking door. It's one of those, wow, I really wish I would have like saved that. Like I thought like saving the link, you could go back in and forever view it. No. Little did I learn. That's a moment that sticks with me, but I know I seen it. And then I had a fairy moment with my 2 girlfriends at the casino. I brought my spiritual cards with me, and I was like, okay, everyone pick a card. And the card has like messages, like it's like a paragraph of like a spiritual message essentially. And I was like, everyone pick a card and we'll read it. And this was another cool moment because someone else is there with you. You're not going to get gaslighted to the extreme, or all three of us will get gaslighted, but we know we saw what we saw. Literally, we're reading like our cards like out loud to each other. This, what appeared to be a fucking fairy, literally flew around all three of us. And we were freaking out. And no, nothing crazy was taken. We weren't doing crazy shit. Nothing. We just showed up to the casino. And it was like a drive for us anyways. So I was like, oh my God. But it ended up turning into a shit show, like, event. Like, they both got sloshed and I became mom. And it was like, it was a whole thing. Like, a whole thing. I ended up cussing out the security guard because he, like, tried to stop me and shit and was like, you've been drinking. I was like, no, I've been fucking taking care of these two idiots. Like, no, don't start with that bullshit. Like, they literally tried to block me into the parking garage, and they realized, like, that it was, like, serious, sober rage of, like, you're not gonna fucking paint me as that, as I'm literally taking care of the two that are clearly, like, they were having a good time. We were supposed to have a good time, but I started picking up that they were getting a little too, like, whatever. They were having fun. And I'm not going to knock that. But they ended up getting into an argument. It made things, like, weird with them, too. So it was, like, that changes the energy of having a good time. And I had to, like, rein together the situation. But we had that fairy moment together. So that was fun before the shit popped off. And I knew I was going to have to be, like, Dee. So I was like, well, and when you're at the casino, you're there for like hours. You don't really realize it. And then all of a sudden the whole day has passed. James, what up? Simba, what up? I meant to say that. I saw the blue, but I stopped and commented on my fairy story. The birthday fairy? That's cute. I don't think I've heard of a birthday fairy. That's cute. I don't have kids yet, but maybe I can, like, plant that into my animal life, or when I have kids one day, like, have a birthday fairy. That's so cute. My dad ruined the tooth fairy for me. I remember I pried a tooth out, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get, like, $5 for this sucker, you know? I'm, like, bleeding all over the place, like, crazy, because I don't do blood, but I knew money was involved. I was like, I'm gonna get $5 from this, like, crazy. What was I thinking? But I remember I was like showing my dad, and he's like, you're bullshitting, right? Like, because I was like, oh, the tooth fairy's gonna come tonight, right? And he's like, you're bullshitting, right? My dad was straight up Sailor Mouth, like, so that's exactly what he was saying. And he was like, you know that shit's not real. And I was like, what? I was like literally maybe 7 or 8, so my mom was still around. And he was like, you know what, but you can go get your mom tonight, and she'll put still $5 under your I don't remember, because he really messed up the tooth fairy for me. I want to say he gave me like $5-10 too, because he probably felt a little bad, you know, but he was like, kind of, I'll pay my way out of this so I don't have to keep doing this, you know. My dad always had like some maybe idea behind, okay, I'm gonna think long term here, sometimes, but definitely that situation. But I do remember my mom giving me the money for sure. I was like, dang. Probably one of the last, though. What's the topic? Fairies. Oh, that sounds weird, but I know. I'll be watching you. Every breath you take. It's creepy, right? You think about it, some lyrics you break down, you're like, that was kind of fucking creepy, and we're all chanting these things. I agree, Anthony. Same thing with aliens. Like, you motherfuckers think you're blessed because you've been doubting them since, like, the beginning of time, and you think all of a sudden they're gonna be like, Wazam! And sometimes I want them to be like that for the people that's doubted them, so you can feel what it's like to be, like, gaslighted just a little bit, because who are you gonna tell? You're gonna tell your cousin, your grandma, like, Your Uncle Bob that's like literally been telling you forever and now he thinks you're bullshit and that you're just like making something up now because he wanted to see them. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. I think we should be open for like an experience, right? I think the ones that doubt the magic, you still will have magic occur. That's not what I'm saying, because I do still believe that everyone learns by different experiences, and that's where people change perspective or change their feelings about XYZ, such as like aliens, fairies, magical stuff by experience. But I also think that you take away from the magic of life when you're just like, that's not real. Because I haven't seen it. Because you're so fucking cool, right? Like, it's crazy. There is an entire universe of assumptions. But assuming only makes in, you know, finish the sentence. What up, Brian? I feel like we may have taken a lot of the fairies out, but from that video that I captured at my front door when I first moved in, they were like crescenting my house. They're like, get in there, and there were so many. So it's cool because one of the people that I sent the fairy video to experienced the fairy experience with me, so they were absolutely on board that they were fairies, like 100%. And then the other person is like always like, we're always bouncing spiritual ideas back and forth with each other, because why not? It can be like fun to be like, what is life, and what is this message or sign mean, and what do you think this is? Like one time we saw me and my best friend's mom, we saw these, like, she sent me a picture of water drops like on a counter, which sounds silly, but she sent me pictures of water drops on the counter, and she's like, what does it look like? And I was like, well, I immediately see a pregnant person. And she's like, yeah, me too. And then I also see a dick and balls. And I was like, oh my god. she's the one that's like 36 forever. But I was like, oh my god. But turns out her husband's son, so her stepson, him and his wife have been trying to conceive and weren't able to, and she just got pregnant. So it was really cool. Like, those are like little things that are like, the universe is like, la la, drop these signs, let's see. Because imagine, you're like, I think of it as like, it is sad to think that you go to the other side and you still want your loved ones to know that you're out here and you're living your best life, even in you're not in physical form, that there's still like a line of communication to some degree without being witchy and dark craft shit. So I like the idea of that, and it's sad to think that like they communicate with us and we don't listen, you know. It really is, that's sad for me. So mixed feelings. Anyways, that did not happen to Tinkerbell, James. Is that for real? Maybe this was like a shout out to the fairies. That's really cool, Leanne. That's really cool. It was meant to be for you, especially with all the pets. That's amazing. That's something to really cherish. I believe like anything is still here on Earth in spiritual, physical form. Maybe both. I mean, look at Bigfoot's ass. He just like disappears, you know? Like, what's different with fairies and Bigfoot? I think if like if you believe in aliens, but then you don't believe in fairies, then I'm like, okay, but make it make sense. There's got to be magic in the world. But I think that it's not like, I feel like it's weird with the universe. Like, if you're going around saying you're seeing fairies all the time, people may question you. And that's sad too, because I think that plays a part in like how things are perceived in a practical mind and a practical viewing of things without being judged for what you may experience. Wow, Anthony, you're really about them fairies. I'm with it. Yeah, James? Is Peter Pan a real story? What do y'all think? That's a good question, too. Jennifer Lawrence. Who's that? What up, J Money? I don't know. Do you see Tinkerbell? Do you? Did you see her flying around over here? You saw her? Look again. She tore out my fucking blinds. She was like, open them doors, girl. Are fairies angels? They do have wings. Are they? Yes, I knew someone was going to say that. Yes, I was sober during the fairy event. That's the part that was really magical because we all three were. So it wasn't like something that, like, you know. But even then, me seeing something, if I was in another dimension, doesn't mean that they're going to see it. You know what I mean? Like, it could be like a play of events, but this little fairy, like, that was wild. For real. It'll stick with us until we cross, like, and then even after, we may be like, wow, remember them fairies? No, it's not. I love Mortal Kombat too. You don't know. They could be duking it out. Do fairies wear boots? I don't know. Do they? They may have little laces. Honestly, this one was literally white. And the wings were just like, for me, it was very, very what? Like, I was like, I've seen some cool spiritual stuff, but that was in our face. Like, she was like blessing the cards in our experience. And I want to say it felt like an angel because of how the experience was almost turning out. At least I had like a grasp to like be the mom that I didn't want to be in this situation because I wanted to have fun too, but everything happens for a reason. You're done. I'm just gonna remove that one. In New Zealand, are you? Blowing it down? You can just post them on your page, Anthony. You know, someone else that is now like a dear friend in here, they said that a raven came inside their house and took a coin and left. And I was like, you got a video? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, post it. Come on. Like, and not only am I like, what? I'm not being extremely like, oh, I don't believe you. Because I'm open for people having experiences that I haven't experienced. So, and to capture these things are really cool. But having trust in people that they do experience these things is also cool, you know, if they don't have like 2026 footage of it, you know. But ultimately they had the video of the raven. It's like, why not? You never know who may appreciate that. Oh, best believe if I had that fairy video, oh, I would have definitely posted it. 100%. Oh no, we're going to be nice. Chased an elf? Did the elf look real, or is this like Elf on the Shelf AI? It really is bigger than our imagination. All I should really have to say is that Virgin Mary was a virgin. Is that not magic in itself? So it is interesting, you know, like to think about, like, what is far-fetched? What about unicorns? You know, I've had this discussion in here several times. What about unicorns? Are they real or not? I think that they may have fallen off like dinosaurs because the practical viewing of life was changing. Like, it was like society as well. Like, it's like She said she saw unicorns. Get her the fuck out of here, you know? Like, I think that it was definitely, like, we killed off the magic. A lot of it. It still exists, 100%, but in different forms, I think. Elves and fairies related. Maybe. Do fairies have bones? What up, Harchez? Did you hear what I said? Don't worry about them, Anthony. Do fairies have bones? Good food for thought. I want to see the fairies. Whatever makes you happy, Anthony. And if you believe and love the fairies, then keep doing you. Like, who gives a shit what anyone else says? Who cares? Good to see you, James. I know I'm behind the chat. I don't know how far behind. Hopefully not that far. Talk to you later, alligator. Let me know how Sesame Street goes. What up, Manny? And AI really jacks up a lot of things too, because it's only getting more creative. So I think it is like people are doing stuff for clout, and it's like, okay, but then this also takes away from a magical experience that could really be happening to someone, and you're making this up, you know? I don't know. Is what a bug? A fairy bug? What up, Waking? Oh, thanks, Ronnie. I feel like I'm a mermaid fairy. I transform. I'm like the Goosebumps book where they like change into animal, like when it moves on the front cover. That's me. Sometimes butterfly, sometimes bird, sometimes fish, mermaid. I switch it up. Maybe I'm a dog. I think fairies and angels could be aligned. I think fairies could just be smaller versions of angels. Like, I could see it. I honestly have, though. I showed this before last year. I have a fairy album in my phone, though. In my old phone. I have that shit because of the video being lost. And I started seeing what people that take away the magic are like, it's a moth. And I'm like, no. Some of these photos that I've captured, like from the cameras and stuff, look like fucking fairies. Like, so I know the fairies still exist. Like, I forgot to mention that. That's a huge telling piece here. That video being lost was like, what? So anything I started seeing, like, fairy-wise, especially through the cameras, were saved. I have a fairy album on my phone. On my old phone. So I can't green screen it here, but I got it. To be continued on that. No Red Bull for me. Can you imagine? I'm already a jibber jabber. Nope. I used to drink Red Bull, but no. Honestly, it's like the come down of a Red Bull is so bad. Like, I don't like that crash. That's a no. No, not only that, Ronnie, go look at Harchez. Go up to the chat and search Harchez's video, and you'll see that he has a raven that was just like, don't mind if I do, and took a coin from his house. But there's other stories of ravens and crows bringing gifts. Like, there was one where the lady got $20 from a raven. It was like a golden egg, and it had $20 in it. It must have been Easter time, right? The raven found the golden egg and brought it to the lady, and she's a birder, so she's like, I just recycled it back into feeding, which is totally what I would do too. Pretty cool. Those things are magical, though. And I think that people either think it couldn't happen to them, or, like, I don't know. I think it's about appreciation of, like, how you would handle that situation. Are you just like, oh, whatever, it just brought me something? Like, I have my little squirrels bring me, like, little, like, fruits, and they'll put them on the chair sometimes. I have my squirrel tear down this thing that grows in this plant, like, once a year, but it creates, like, this, like, bush type of thing, but it's almost like millet for them, but it's not millet. But he ripped down the whole thing, and he left it out here for me. He brings like little rocks too. I find rocks in my planners all the time, and I didn't put the rocks there. Those are like little universal gifts. I really I want to do something I saw online where someone created like a box for those things, where you're like, I got this from this animal, or on this day, and etc. What was the feeling I got from it, you know? That's where I'm at in life. What up, y'all? Hold on a second. Magic. You believe in fairy? That's cool. I'm gonna leave that one alone. On leprechauns? I mean, it could be up the same alley, right? What would be different for that? What about gnomes? James, don't look. James is probably gone. He did say bye. Don't look. Little gnomes. I mean, we painted this guy too, but I don't know. I didn't like how he turned out, and this needs to honestly be touched up. And then I have another gnome over here. I support it. Pegasus, you know, I have a huge, I won it at my old job. I have a huge, I named it Pegasus. It's a unicorn float. I went out in the ocean with that shit, had the time of my life. I'm sure I looked so silly out there, like literally getting thrashed by oceans with my huge ass unicorn float. Had so much fun though. Pegasus is awesome. I know that's a unicorn, but it's also my float for sure. So anytime someone says it, I'm like, yes. I have a photo of that somewhere too. I'm big on living up your imagination because it's so soul healing, you know? And some things aren't imagination. It can be like legit, you know? And we've just ruined the magic. No one's gonna ruin the magic for me in this life. Not happening. Well, how about them raisins? Raisins over fairies all day? What if the fairies created the raisins? What would you do then? Man beer ping? What, this like dog man shit? See, I'm all about like the light energy stuff. If we start going out looking for like demons in the woods, like, are you shocked when you fucking find one? And what the fuck do you think's gonna happen? You're gonna sit down and have a good old fucking chat? Like, probably not. So I'm just like, you know, even in my spiritual journey, I don't do the Ouija, like, none of that. Like, none of that, like, almost like tongue stuff that you don't know what you're saying. Like, that, those are no's for me, too. And I definitely don't do spells. And I feel like those things, like, tie together. There's tiers to everything. There's good and bad in everything. Yeah, Ronnie the Raven was at Harchez's house. He probably doesn't have bones in his foot. Or he does, and he doesn't feel the bones in his foot right now. I hope he went to the doctor. Everyone's saying happy birthday to Farms, even though it's tomorrow. We're celebrating early. Squirrels are cute and fun to look at. I told the story about my regular squirrel got into my office. I used to be not the biggest fan of squirrels because they would steal the seed from the birds like all the time. But hindsight, they really take care of any rats that could occur because the squirrel and rats will fight each other. So I'm like, they're like cuter rats. And my regular squirrels are actually like, they're pretty sweet. Like, I like them. I've grown like a cool vibe with the squirrel. And one of my neighbors, he feeds the squirrel all the time. So the squirrel juices me in the morning for the peanuts, and then he's out there in the afternoon, evening feeding him more. So it's actually pretty funny. He's like, I don't know if it's the same squirrel or not. I'm like, who cares? We're having fun. I'm like, he knows to jump on the office window if he needs more peanuts. I leave a stash for him every day. Like, the stash is gone in like 2.2 seconds, but then he knows to go over to my neighbor and just get some more. It's funny. I don't know. It just changed for me. So I'm not anti-squirrel. I would love to have the little squirrel picnic tables that they have. It's so cute. You can put it into a tree. But no, the birding stuff, they don't actively tell you that when you start to become a birder, you can attract things you don't want, such as rats. And no offense to anyone that cares for rats, but in the wild, they carry a lot of diseases. So that's a no for me, because then you're just passing around, whatever. So I have like squirrel baffles on my stand, and that was supposed to help with the squirrels originally, hence the squirrel baffles. Supposed to help with the squirrels. Well, those things, they're like acrobats. Like, they would get in there regardless. And I have 3 squirrel baffles on there. They get in there regardless. But now it's like finesse, like where they can get in there, but rats don't. And like I said, they usually will deteriorate if we do have any rats. But thankfully, there's no like fruit trees directly by me. There is some few houses down, so I'm like, y'all go over there, those shit houses, stay away from mine. And those suckers get huge. I'm talking, little fruit rats get fucking huge, dude. I'm not with it. It's like Mickey Mouse blown up. What up, Rama? Raisins are grapes. Vibes. What up, last beer? Howdy doody. Enlightened about what? Yeah, I was like, I feel like I've always had my like childlike wonder, Paul, like where that's where I can still tap into it. But I did a lot of soul healing in my 20s, and I realized the inner child heals so much if it's healed. So I feel like, you know, even in the chapters of life that I'm in now, like, I value the inner child way differently, you know? People are forced to grow up and, like, feel like, okay, I have to be XYZ, an adult now, and take things seriously, and you should. But there needs to be, like, child play in there. Like, there needs to be, like, literally a way to heal that inner child, that the world heals itself, like, slowly by working on like, ourselves, you know? I feel like people go outward all the time instead of, like, healing inward, and maybe they don't know how or how to redirect and stuff. But you have to be your own best friend, too, because if you're not, like, you can't expect people to, like, understand you entirely if you don't understand yourself, you know? And you can learn from others, obviously, but it is important to, like, know yourself, for sure. Know your worth, duh, but, like, I feel like that's a duh, but are a lot of people doing that? I feel like people get wrapped up in, like, relationships sometimes of, like, different sorts, not just romantic, and then it takes away social, like, you know, like, we're in society, like, you're working all the time. There's so many things that take away from, like, knowing yourself, which is really sad in the bigger perspective. So the inner child gets pushed away, and then things may hit you like a freight train, and you're wondering what's going on here. Why do I feel like this? And maybe it's because you've, like, been strong for so long, you know? I got a lot of feelings about all those things. Happy birthday to Fonz. Happy birthday to her. No voodoo dolls. That's a no. No. Has a scroller? Is that what you meant, Manny? For her pet? Is that what you mean? The squirrels aren't like they're not overweight. They're in shape. A couple of the regulars though get feisty with each other, or any new ones that come in. I've seen some squirrel battles out here. What is fairies? What are you talking about? The red squirrel is cute. Oh, cut up. Oh, good lord. It is good to be a kid. I'm not saying you need to be stuck in being a kid, because you can't accomplish things that way. But it is good to be like, okay, when I was younger, I didn't get this because of this. And not talking about like adult money. I'm talking about like what things need to be poured into more, because maybe you didn't have a structured family or a household, you know? Because at the end of the day, it becomes, no matter what, even if you stay connected to your family or not, any traumas or childhood events that may have happened still occur in your adulthood, no matter how you dealt with it. But you're still responsible with how you deal with it. Like, even if you talk it out with XYZ about scenarios that maybe happen that affect who you became, however, it's still how you handle it, you know? Because sometimes you don't always get closure from things, too. You just have to keep moving and find closure in your own way. I mean, sometimes you get that closure, and it was like, I was better off without, you know? You never know. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I'm only deleting that because, yeah, hold on. I think that that's pretty intense. I'm definitely never a therapist and never claim to be, not. So you have to address things accordingly. I appreciate you feeling like comfortable sharing that. Which has to be wild, and I apologize that that could have even happened to like any human, you know, especially like even yourself, you know, and know that like that doesn't make you any less than. I hope you know that, right? It makes that person fucking less than, you know. Unfortunately, like back in the day, I forgot how old you are, Paul. Back in the day, things were really crazy with a lot of generations doing some fucking wild ass shit, and it's like taught to people like other things, and it's beyond disgusting, and it's not excusable, but it's like they don't think about anybody that's in the situation. Like most situations, it's sad, like people don't think about how XYZ is going to affect someone else. Crazy. That means like yeah. Yeah, but I mean, clearly, I hope you know that's not true, even though subconscious mind and being told something like more times than you should ever be told anything along the lines of any of that. It's hard to tell yourself maybe that you're not, and you always are, you know, and it's definitely like some inner fucking issue with the other person by far, and especially in this conversation. I really I hope you have like a good outlet, because I know when we go through things in life, like the outlet that we have is very telling to how we heal, and keeping it all inside is never, it's never going to be beneficial, you know. I think there's ways to be resilient and have strength, and we do even when we have an outlet, but we don't have to be so brave that we carry around baggage that's not ours, you know. Even if we're involved, it doesn't mean that it was our baggage to fucking begin with. Hold on a second. Nah. That's awesome. I'm glad. I love art being an outlet. I don't know if that's obvious for you yet, Paul, because I'm like, you're new. But I love that. And I think that is so important because art can be defined as many things. Like what someone else may define art can be something else. But if you're feeling like there's a release, even if you're throwing fucking paint on a canvas, like, and not painting out a scenic photo, like, entirely, and you're just, like, letting things go. Like, people go to those, like, rec rooms and stuff. Like, there's different outlets of, like, what you consider a release. But as long as we're releasing in a good, healthy form and no one's getting, like, hurt and bad things happening, then that's very important. What up, Tom? Happy Tuesday. Don't apologize. What are you talking about? We're vibing. I would never tell anyone to apologize. Like, I don't feel that you're like some of those people that come in and just drop that immediately and then run off, like trying to get an answer. Maybe that's their form of outlet. Like, is it right? No, but like I think that your approach was how we were in a conversation. So don't ever feel like bad for expressing yourself. Um, I just don't want anyone to see that and then prey on that because people do weird shit, you know? Soup? You got soup? Tom, where you been? We ain't talked since the shenanigans. And I hope that's not intentional. Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't get, like, vibes where people... I forget the word. Shout out to Sam once again. Sam said it before where it was, like, sad, like, fury. There was, like, a word for it. I forget what she said. I don't know why. I can't remember it. But it's when the people come in and they pry on people's, like, hearts, essentially. And it's, like, doesn't fit in a conversation anywhere, or thrown in because people are talking about feelings or whatever. They just go in and try to pry, like, on people's heartstrings, because there are people that, like, are like, oh no, and you don't want to be, like, heartless to a response, but it's really not fucking fair when people do that shit and it's bullshit and you really don't know, like, who you may trigger off your, like, stupid words, you know? Especially the people that go in and prey on, like, sympathy, essentially, for a situation that probably doesn't exist. So I definitely didn't feel that here. Keep creating your art. Did you do your profile picture? What up, Tricky Ricky? Brody, where them raisins? Double R in the house. Tom, did you see or no, Rhodey, did you see that Jesse said raisin awareness? Did you see that? Oh, here we go. I think y'all are bullshitting me. Come on. Come on now. Was that your first German word? I'll have to Google it. Do you speak German, or is that just like something you learned? I'm a draft. Me too. No, I think you got it twisted. You want to talk about it, though? Because I think we could be mature enough to talk about it. Because that's the last thing that I would want you to feel, but I think that you jumped into a situation that you had no idea what was happening. And each is their own, and I see different values and views to it. If you haven't heard how I talked about it before with the other people in the chat. But we can be mature and talk about it. I think we're buddy enough to do that, and I would feel sad if we didn't. I'll have to check out your page, Paul. Stay silent and smile is never gonna be my motto. That's starting to say, I'm just gonna remove that because maybe I get like, are you trying to say because I'm a woman? Because I'm all spitfire even more. What's your channel about? Is one of my neighbors in here? Who? Who? You look like you play Luigi and Mario Kart? What the fuck? Is that an insult? No. If I'm doing Mario Kart, I'm gonna whoop your ass as Toad. I take the slowest player and I'll still whoop your ass. And best believe I'm picking Peach. I actually haven't played Mario Kart in years. I got it for... Was it DS? But I have it on Wii. And I can't remember. I don't think I ever played it on DS. I think I have it, but I never played it. And I have on Wii. I have to think about it. So I don't know if there's like newer players. Are there newer players? And then I'll continue talking trash. Hold on, I'm not done though. I honestly, I wanna talk about things, and I'm gonna remove that. Yoshi, oh, I love Yoshi. I like I said, I'll pick them all. Throw my bananas, slip and fall, mother effers. Oh, you got neighbor vibes? Tricky Ricky, you hadn't even heard about all my neighbor stuff. Last week, literally, like, they almost busted out a door over here because Poppin' Pill Sally went out of her way to paint this crazy-ass story. It's wild. No. Now you're getting weird. Thanks, Michael. That's what I was wondering. I was like, are you literally, like, you are a bigger channel and you're sitting here, like, trolling my live stream. Are you jelly? Are you jelly? Because, you know, you're like, oh, shit, she will whip my ass at Mario Kart. No, come back in here, Tommy Pickles. I think that we could talk about some stuff. What? What the hell just happened? That is heaven, yummers. That's heaven. Yeah, I remember the Peepin' Tom. I forget his name. That guy in the bigger perspective, though, actually isn't as bad as these guys. This one over here, like, anytime I'm doing something, like, oh, what are you doing? When it's obvious what the fuck I'm doing, like, always. The other one, too, both of them, but, I mean, when I look at the bigger picture of, like, all the things I've been through the last, like, 5 years, probably, they're, like, the least of my worries. Yeah, my eyebrows are not perfect, yo. Following that stupid ass trend, being younger. I know the women that did it, you regretting it too. Regretting it. You can get microblading, all that stuff done, but It ain't ever the same. It ain't the same. Are y'all yanking my tail? Y'all are sitting there discording each other and shit. Like, yeah, let's fuck with Dutchy. Rhodey's throwing raisins at me. He's throwing raisins at the screen and shit. I'm actually, like, getting hit with raisins. And I'm like, ugh. Messing with me. And Tom's throwing grapes. I thought y'all were my friend. Yeah, poking the bear. Rawr. Rawr. Well, as long as it's like, I mean, I know raisins are dear to your heart, but better raisins than the other fire you're trying to start, Rhodey. Jeez. You know what? You're just not going to answer me? How about this? I'm going to restart the live. We can have a chat. So I hope you come back in. So I think things should be cleared the air. And how it goes, how it goes. But I'll be back in a second. I'm also going to get some more water.